Daniel's day had been painfully ordinary, too ordinary for a man who carried so much quiet regret. He exited the downtown office complex just after sunset, briefcase in hand, mind already drifting toward dinner and silence. At 32, Daniel had built a stable life, a corporate analyst, well-paid, respected, emotionally distant. He avoided chaos, avoided pain, avoided memories. Especially hers. As he walked toward the parking garage, the city buzzed around him, horns blaring, footsteps rushing, laughter echoing. Near the curb, a woman sat on a flattened cardboard box, holding a paper cup. Daniel barely noticed beggars anymore. Not because he lacked compassion, but because every ignored face felt like a personal failure he couldn't afford to feel. Then something stopped him. Not her voice. Not her outstretched hand. Her eyes. They lifted for just a second, tired, hollow, but unmistakably familiar. His breath caught. His steps slowed. His heart, long numbed by routine, slammed violently against his ribs. He told himself it was impossible. 12 years was a long time. Faces change. Lives change. But the scar near her eyebrow. The slight tilt of her head. The way she flinched at sudden noise. Daniel's world tilted. Coffee spilled onto the pavement as his fingers loosened their grip. The past he had buried surged forward, raw and relentless. Because sitting there in torn clothes and fading dignity was the girl who once promised him forever, and disappeared without a word. He whispered her name before his mind could stop him. Anna. She froze. Slowly, painfully, she looked up again, really looked this time. Confusion flickered, then shock, then something close to fear. Her cup slipped from her hands, coins scattering across the concrete like tiny echoes of a broken life. For a moment, neither moved. 12 years collapsed into a single heartbeat. Daniel remembered everything, the late-night calls, the plans for college, the night she vanished. No explanation. No goodbye. Just absence. He had spent years convincing himself she'd left because she didn't love him enough. That belief had shaped every relationship since. "You're not real," he said hoarsely. She laughed, a sound cracked and brittle. "I wish that were true." Anger rose before pity. Hurt before understanding. "Do you have any idea what you did to me?" he asked, voice trembling. "I thought you chose someone else. I thought I wasn't enough." Tears streamed down her face. "I never chose anyone," she whispered. "I chose punishment." Her hands shook as she stood, thinner than he remembered, shoulders hunched as if bracing for judgment. "I didn't leave because I stopped loving you," she said. "I left because I didn't deserve love anymore." The words landed heavy between them. For the first time in over a decade, Daniel realized the story he'd told himself might have been wrong. They sat on a bench nearby, the city fading into background noise. Anna spoke slowly, like each word cost her something. "My father died that year," she said. "Then my little sister overdosed. I was supposed to be watching her." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "She survived," Anna continued, "but she never recovered. The guilt ate me alive. I couldn't look at anyone who loved me. Especially you." She explained how she dropped out of school, moved cities, worked low-paying jobs. How depression followed her everywhere. How sickness drained what little savings she had. One mistake turned into another until the streets became her reality. "I thought if I disappeared," she said softly, "everyone would be better off." Daniel felt sick. All those years of resentment shattered under the weight of her truth. He had imagined betrayal, but this was self-destruction. "You should have told me," he whispered. "I was afraid you'd look at me the way I looked at myself," she replied. Silence stretched between them, thick with grief and understanding. Daniel realized something then: love doesn't always end, it sometimes just hides under shame. And suddenly, walking away felt impossible. Daniel stood, removing his coat and placing it gently around Anna's shoulders. She tried to refuse. He didn't let her. "Come with me," he said. "Please." She shook her head. "I can't be your responsibility." "You're not," he replied. "You're my choice." He took her to a small diner nearby, warm, quiet, human. She ate slowly, like someone relearning trust. He watched her hands tremble, her eyes dart, her body unlearn years of survival. "I have a spare room," he said eventually. "No pressure. No expectations. Just a place to breathe." Tears filled her eyes. "Why would you do this after everything?" He answered honestly. "Because I never stopped caring. I just stopped hoping." She stayed. Not because she believed in miracles, but because kindness had finally found her when she had nothing left. That night, for the first time in years, Anna slept in a bed. And Daniel lay awake, realizing compassion was heavier, but far more meaningful, than comfort. The weeks that followed weren't magical. Anna cried. Panicked. Apologized too much. Therapy appointments were hard. Some days she couldn't get out of bed. Daniel learned patience in ways success had never taught him. They talked. About the past. About guilt. About fear. Slowly, she healed. She volunteered. Found part-time work. Smiled again, hesitantly, like someone rediscovering a forgotten language. Daniel watched her rebuild herself piece by piece, not fixing her, but standing beside her. One night, she asked, "Why didn't you give up on me?" He smiled sadly. "Because I know what it's like to be haunted by things you never said." They didn't rush love. They respected the scars. Healing wasn't about erasing pain, it was about learning to live without letting it define you. Months later, they sat on the balcony watching the city lights. "I don't know if I deserve this life," Anna said quietly. Daniel took her hand. "None of us do." She leaned into him, not out of need, but trust. They didn't call it a second chance. They called it grace. Because sometimes love doesn't come back to punish you for the past, it comes back to remind you that kindness can still rewrite the ending.